Hello folks, welcome back to the channel, Homegrown Farms. I'm sure all you guys are tired of cold weather. We are too. Looks like we're going to get on a stretch here shortly in next week or so, and it's going to straighten out and start warming up. But we have started making our seedling mix, our starter mix. So we've come out here and we've put our compost, our worm castings, and our Pro Mix in. This worm castings is really good, folks. It's low dose nitrogen. It will not burn your young plants. This is and it'll last through the year. We've did real well with tomatoes with this. We put our azomite in per their recommended rate. Also the kelp meal per their recommended rate. And not going to go into the details on all those mixes and equations and all that. That's what I like about organic. You really can't put too much. So we're going to switch this thing on, this cement mixer, and get some of this mix going. This thing really does a good job. You can see how it's tossing all those ingredients together real well. Sure saves a lot of hand mixing. Usually don't have to, unless you got them real full, usually don't have to run it maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So we'll shut this off. Get the wheel bar under here and get some of this poured up. Sissy come in here. You guys can see how good a mix this is. Look here, I can press it for all I'm worth and it just breaks right apart. So it's got the right amount of compost with Pro Mix in it, and makes you a real good seedling starter mix. So follow us in here, we're going in the greenhouse. We've got our little seed planting potting station set up here. So what we're going to do, we've already filled some trays, but we'll show you a good easy way to do it. This is a heavy duty lid off one of these totes we mentioned to you last video. We got it at Atwoods. You can get them at Lowe's, you can probably order them online. Just depends on what size you want and how much you want to pay. But this lid will catch what falls off here, and you can put it back in later. We'll just kind of run a little row across the middle like that. You can work it both ways. Stop right there, don't get too much. So push her over in here. Just kind of take your other hand, you know, to kind of pull it back and forth. And that's why we like it loose like this. It's real easy to work with. A lot of people like pre-wetting it. I mean, that's all right, but to me it just takes longer to work it in there. This is damp. I'm not going to say it's totally dry. But see, just kind of take your hands and firm it down in there. You don't want to pack it, but you do want it somewhat firm. Okay, looks pretty good. So now, get that out of my way. I'm going to go in here and take my fingers and dimple these, make little depressions in here. This it's pretty important on these little round seeds. They like to take off on you and take off downhill and just keep rolling like a bowling ball. Gives them a little area to nestle down in there. It doesn't take long to prep one of these and plant a 72 cell tray. Might hear some background noise. We're right on the road here, guys, so we apologize ahead of time. Okay, so the first thing we're going to plant in this tray is Farrell Fresh Market Green Cabbage. This is an F1 hybrid. We don't really like skimping on them. I mean, you can plant heirloom, but see, we just have better luck. This is a 65-day maturity, which is not bad for cabbage, pretty early. So we're going to go in here, and we've got these little hand tap seeders And these things are really handy for these small seeds. You can see, let me get it up where Sissy can get a shot of it. See, they're numbered. We're gonna plant on this number 2. It's just right for this side of C's. And there goes from 1 to 5. And that one's big enough. You probably could get by with okra with that. And that's about as big as you. But with these, you just won't concentrate on little tiny seeds. You could plant tomatoes with them. We usually plant them by hand because they're so light. So there's that ready to go. And I'll just go ahead and fill it while I've got it here handy. So we're going to put this other cabbage seed in. This is old marrow. This is a red cabbage. And it is 73 days. So most of your red cabbages are always behind the green ones, seem like. Even the earliest ones you can find. So there might be a straggler down there somewhere. I'm not going to worry too much about it now. But what we do too is, guys, you noticed we dated that pack. Why did we do that? Well, it's handy. Say you miss putting it in this crop ledger, your plant date. Well, we got it on the pack too. So that way, if you have some seeds left over, you know when you open it and about how many you plant in this tray. And then about what you have left if you got any left. So here we go with this one. I'm going to set it on too as well. So there's that one ready to go. We'll move over here on our crop planter. I've got it marked here where we're at. So this is this little old general calendar desk. You don't need a desktop one. Just you could put it in your phone as well on your notes. But there's the date and there's what we're going to plant today. And we'll keep planting out here. Oh, probably for the next 2 weeks we'll be planting stuff in a greenhouse. And we've got some other stuff we're going to put out later. Here's some Megaton leek. You can fall start late summer, in the fall plant these, overwinter them, and get a pretty early crop. But this is 90 days, so we plant these today. Let's see, February, March, April. Yeah, we'll be pulling some of these out and getting those ready for market in May probably. Everything goes right. We got some more seed over here I'll show you briefly. Purpleette onion. That's a little green onion, but it makes a purple end bulb. Heard a lot of good things about these, so we're going to try those. We'll plant those in an entire tray without the plugs. We'll just plant an entire flat tray and put those in. The way we do it, we take one of these. This is a cheese shaker that you get from and no, we didn't steal it from the pizza shop. We got a 4-pack of these on sale. I forget where we got them for, about $4, I think. But these are handy. You can put spinach. Look how that size. You just tilt it and get the bottom hose, and you can put these small seeds in and distribute them through your tray real easy. And it's a good way to do it. And we really like how that works. So we got a Brentwood pelleted lettuce here as well. This is a red lettuce. It's a semi-heading lettuce. And it makes kind of a tight center head, and then the rest of the leaves are all loose. But this is pelleted, and I would encourage you guys, if you're gonna plant lettuce, don't get raw seed unless that's all you can get, because so much easier. You can see these pellets, and you can space them exactly where you want them, especially in these round tubs. It's kind of difficult to plant pattern in these tubs, but you can with the seeds. And this is something you got to try, guys. Alpine radish. Oh, I know, you're saying, oh, I can't eat them, they burn, they're spicy, and they make my nose run, my eyes water. Well, not this one. This one is like eating an apple. But what you want to do with these is you want to space them out pretty good, because you plant them thick, you'll never make a big, nice, we had some that, what, honey, 4 inches long, and that's diameter, I'm not kidding. Yep. And they were just sweet as an apple. They were great. So if you get a chance, they've got 2 more varieties of this type, a red and a purple. And just try them and pick out which one you think you like best. But we like them at the market because it puts a lot of color out there on the table too. So we're gonna get started here with this Farrell cabbage. Let me get him started. These are lighter colored seeds, I can see them. So you just tap this little You're gonna get some of them, you're gonna get more than one in. But don't worry about it. You can always come back and, well, for some reason they're ganged up right in the front end. See, they'll hang. They got little ridges right here in the end. If you got this thing pretty level, it keeps them from just taking off on you. Got two in there, but that's okay. It's hard to get one per. You got to be quick on the trigger. Now you know why we made that little dimple, right? Stops those seeds from taking off. Let me reposition them here. They're not wanting to. There's two. And you can take your fingers, you know, if they didn't get down in there good, and kind of push them in. These work on any little small seeds, especially these round ones. They work really well on these. Look like we may have almost enough here to plant that entire. No, we didn't. We stopped right there. So let me get my tag. Get my tag, and I'm going to tag it on that side. And now we've got our other one already loaded here, and this is this red old marrow. I believe we stopped right there. See, there's one that went out on me, and there's another one or two. But again, you don't have to sweat it so much because there's a stick in there we don't need. We've had some people ask me some questions on these videos about how we're doing this and why. Sissy and I will address some of these here in just a minute. We get these in, I'll show you how to cover them. Or how we cover them. I mean, there's multiple ways you can do it. Alright, that's enough of those. I'll put those back in the bag later. But so you're not forced to plant an entire tray, but we'll use part of these here, and then the rest of them we'll take up to the farm. And that's why we plant extra. My wife always tells me I order too many seeds, but not last year. Guess why? Everybody ran out of seeds. We had a lot of seeds from prior orders that we used, but that got us over the hump last year when no one else could get seeds. So if I were you guys, I'd start ordering my seeds. Should already have them in by now. And you may not get all you ordered, so don't be surprised. But here we go. This is a French fryer. See the hooks on the back where you hang it in the fryer? This is what we use to cover our little seeds, because see the holes in there aren't real, there aren't a whole bunch of them, so don't fill it too full because it won't shake out through the screen real good. But see, here you go, and you just come in and start covering these real light, and it's a good light screening. Doesn't have these big old chunks and everything, and you can get some good seed starter mix that's ready to go, but I'll just give you some advice. If you get that Jiffy brand that you see most of the time, so I'm just going to kind of move that around and cover these. This works really fast and it gets the right amount. But anyhow, back to that Jiffy mix. You want to add some worm castings, compost, whatever that, and then put it in your trays, and I mean get it wet, because it'll take, you might as well let it set all day, 24 hours to ever hydrate all the way through. Because if you try to, I did this last year, so that's why I'm kind of giving you a heads up. If you don't pre-wet that stuff, it will let your seeds run out of the top of it. When the water hits it, they'll just come. I had a tomato tray. It had tomatoes all over the place. They were so mixed up. I got in a hurry, so that's why I'm letting you guys know. Don't do that if you can avoid it. So there we go. That's a pretty nice little tray of those. I'm gonna get my plant tag, and so this half over here is red, and this is all green cabbage. So hopefully we'll get these up and be ready to go to the field with them. Oh, about probably somewhere in March there, I'm thinking. We'll be ready to go to the field with those. So we've got some more here we've already planted. And we're just giving you guys a little quick shot of how we do this. Here's another thing that works real good. When you get done with these shake feeders, save these, and you can put seed in these as well. And you can store the seed. take a Sharpie and mark on the lid or down here what you got. And you can keep extra seeds in that. We put a lot of pelleted carrot in there and use them. So see, we got this lid, just take your excess, kind of go to one side with it. And you don't lose a lot of your starter mix that way. And this makes it real handy to do. So this is gonna pan over here and look at our lettuce. That's our Salanova. Look how much it's grown since last video. And the spinach, another 2 inches. The kale, every bit of 2 inches. And the Asian greens have grown another at least 2 inches. So the days are getting longer and it's starting to grow in here really good. Our temperatures will be going up. Going up on me right now. Look at the sweat coming off. But that's what we like. I love coming there in this greenhouse and getting started. So this is kicking off the year for us, and our next video will be out here in the raised bed, and we're going to do some carrots for you. So Sissy's got some questions that our viewers have asked already.
Okay, one of them, honey, is above ground crops and the below ground crops, and when do we plant on a full moon phase?
Well, that's what we're doing now. I'm prepping this carrot bed, and we're going to shoot for putting those in next week. Last year, we had carrots already started by the 15th of January on a full moon. But see, it cycled this year 2 more weeks. So you can either, you can look at it 2 ways. You can say, well, I'm going to plant those carrots last January, 1st February. But the reason you don't put them on full moon phase the week of is because you'll just make a better crop. There's professional growers out here, a lot of market growers. I can name them. I'm not going to do it. You've probably seen some of them. They say it doesn't really matter. Well, we kind of tend to not be in that belief system on that. Reason why, we planted some potatoes one year and on the wrong moon phase, and all they made was a bunch of little knot potatoes. I mean, we ate them. I mean, they're fine for new potatoes, but they never did make any bigger potatoes. The ones that we did put in right did make good crop potatoes. And that's the reason why you want to do that. Now, the above ground crops like we planted here today, we're not anywhere near a full moon now, so we should be fine on these. But yeah, if you're going to do like these collards, for instance, tomatoes, peppers, all that above ground, yeah, you want to put those on a dark moon cycle.
And one more question, honey. One of the viewers asked me, how early can you put tomatoes in without them frosting on it or them mildewing in a greenhouse?
Well, mildew on tomatoes shouldn't be, well, I say that shouldn't be a problem with tomatoes. Now, if they're real young, yeah, that's what you're asking. Yeah, you can get what they call dampening, and that'll catch up with them. It'll kill some of your young plants. But if you've got good inert soil mix, you shouldn't have that problem. But you will have to do some ventilation on your greenhouse. You may even have to put a fan in to keep the air kind of moving. We got, in fact, this lettuce. I've been opening this up out here because we found a little bit of mold damage down in here. Because see, it can't get enough air in. So we may have to just come in and clip it all off and let it dry out, and it'll regrow. It'll probably be fine. If you catch it early enough, you're fine. But yeah, that's a good question, and we've lost plants doing that. We sure have. So yeah, that's a good question. So that's it for today, folks, and we're getting ready to shoot you another video here next week on the carrots. So hit the thumbs up, the like button, subscribe, and we'll make you more videos.